Yes, I feel like we've got our first participants coming on the table of chat. This is Talkaoke. We're just starting up. We don't really have a subject. The only thing that's been thrown to us, like some pigeons in the square, is sweets. Come and talk about sweets. But it's the whole point of Talkaoke is up to you to decide what you want to talk about. My name's Mikey. Let's get some names. What's your name?
Rachel.
And
Theo.
Theo.
Yeah.
And whoa, hang on. Come a bit closer. You're a bit far away.
Claudia.
Gloria. Claudia.
Yeah.
Okay. So Claudia, Theo, Rachel. Who we got over here?
Will.
And are you going to come and join in? 2 minutes. Give us 2 minutes. Sweets is the subject on the table at the moment. Sweets. Do we get enough? What do you like? Sweets?
Yes.
Have you got a particular favourite sweet?
I don't know.
No, you haven't. Have you got a least favourite sweet?
Claudia's got a least favourite sweet.
Yeah, you got a least favourite. Claudia, have you got?
Haribo.
Oh, whoa.
No, I think licorice. You hate licorice.
Claudia, come closer. Pull the whole chair closer. There we go. Go on. What's your least favourite sweet?
Licorice.
Licorice. You don't like licorice? We've got a new face on the table over here. What's your name?
My name is Elam.
Elam, welcome. Thanks for bringing the coffees.
No problem.
Let's keep this. Everyone's buying too many back. This is like the.
All right, but this is recyclable.
Come and sit down. Come and get involved in this. It's recyclable. Is it all right to buy stuff if it's recyclable? That's another question. We've got another new face over here. Come and sit down. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. And we've got another new face over here. What's your name?
Isabel.
Isabel and
Imogen.
Imogen. That's easy. I might get confused though. Imogen, Claudia, Isabel, Theo, Rachel. What's your name? Kath. And we've got Elam and Will over here. My name's Mikey. We're talking about. That's the way Talkaoke works. We'll just go from subject to subject. At the moment we're talking about sweets. What's your favourite sweet? What's your least favourite sweet? Have you got a favourite sweet?
What's my favourite sweet? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, I'll have to think about
What
that.
about your least favourite?
Oh, my least favourite sweet is probably like licorice or something.
Okay. Okay, no one likes licorice apart from me.
I used to really like a strawberry bonbon. Like, do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? You go, see, people know strawberry long car journey. You know, you get all the dust goes everywhere. That's how you
Okay.
know the journey started. So.
All right, okay. Have you got a favourite sweet? Kath?
Licorice.
Licorice. I mean, how do you feel I mean, is it good to sort of like a sweet that nobody else likes?
I've always loved it.
Yeah.
So I can't understand why people don't like it.
Okay, why don't you like licorice?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Anyone else like licorice? Imogen?
I don't mind it.
You don't mind? What's your
it's not my
favourite sweet?
favourite. Haribo's. I like
Haribo?
Haribos. Yeah.
Okay, in particular Haribo?
I like the strawberries.
Strawberries, okay.
Yeah.
Sweets. Why are sweets such an attractive food to eat? Can it be called a food? Are sweets food? You're saying
Definitely not a food.
They're
And the
not a
kids
food.
want them too much. And if they're hungry, what do I say? Sweets don't fill you up, so not a food.
no? They don't fill you up, but
No.
doesn't that make it a good food? 'Cause
No,
you
it
can
makes
eat
it a
more.
bad food. It's
Okay.
too much sugar.
All right.
I was told that in Sweden, apparently children are
Yeah.
only allowed to eat sweets at the weekends.
Is that the
so
law?
they're banned. Yeah, they're banned. They don't eat
Okay.
sweets. It's called something. They don't eat sweets Monday to Friday, but at the weekend they just go into all the sweet shops and just stuff their faces, and that's the only
so
time.
in Sweden, it's.
You know, maybe the medical team know. Well, how many sweets?
We're talking about sweets. Are sweets healthy? Should we have a law like they have in Sweden? No sweets until the weekend. Yeah. Very restricted. Come and get involved in this conversation. What's that?
It depends how you make your sweets and what you do with them. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Not that I eat in moderation, but
No.
everything in moderation.
Come and join us. We've got Imogen, we've got Claudia, we've got
What, you
Isabel.
love sweets?
We're talking about.
I mean, you know, kids love sweets, don't they?
Yeah,
I like sweets.
I like sweets as well.
Well, you can make.
What about licorice? Do you like licorice?
I think licorice is great, but the more you have it where there's licorice and not sugar in it,
Yeah.
then the kids don't like it because you can get
Yeah.
what you call sticks.
Yeah.
And people, that's disgusting because it's not like it's not full of.
It's not sugary.
I like licorice, but
Okay. Do kids have a sugar problem? Is there a sugar problem? Have you got a sugar problem? You said-
Definitely. Theo has.
Yeah. Okay.
well, you can get. I like darker chocolate, right? So dark chocolate has a
Yeah.
high percent. There's not as much sugar in it,
Yeah.
so it's like 70%, 85%.
Yeah.
Where it's like the bean, which is darker chocolate,
Yeah.
right? So there's less sugar in it. and that's better for you. But the kids think that's too bitter.
Okay, all right.
I cook, so I make things like
Yeah.
cornflake
Come and sit down.
cakes.
Give us 2 minutes.
I'm going to the market in a minute, but I'm going
Yeah,
to
2
live.
minutes.
I'm going
Sit
to
down.
live
Sit down.
one-
You're making me nervous standing up like that.
1 minute. So
Yeah.
I'd make things like cornflake cake. So you get cornflakes, I get dark chocolate, melt it, and you can't make white chocolate's extremely sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
What's your name?
Steve.
Steve,
Are
we've
you
got.
not recording this, are you? Right?
Yes, we are recording it.
Oh, man.
But we got. It's not going anywhere. It's just going onto the People Speak website. We've got Imogen. We have got Claudia. We have got Isabel. We've got Theo. We've got Rachel. We've got Kath. We've got Will and Ellen, and I'm Mikey. So, what about? Are you allowed to make your own sweets in Sweden during the weekday? Is it just?
Yeah, I don't know actually. Maybe I'll Google it.
need some
But you
Swedish
know how you
people.
were saying crispy cornflake chocolates? I used to make I used to use Rice Krispies. I mean, do children still do that now? Do they still like mix chocolate and Rice Krispies?
Have you ever made your own Rice Krispie type chocolatey things?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how's that gone? Really good. Is a homemade sweet better than a shop bought sweet? What do you think? You say yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go around the table on this one. Yes or no? Shop or
Yes.
homemade? Yes?
Yes.
For which one? Homemade or shop?
Shop.
Shop. You like
In the
buying them
shop.
at the
You
shop?
like the mass produced sweets, okay?
Yeah, I'd have to go shop for sweets.
Shop sweets are
Homemade
better.
cakes.
Homemade cakes. Okay?
Shop for
The
sweets.
shop. Okay, so shop sweets are better than homemade sweets. You're saying, Steve,
The problem is that when you're making anything, including food and sweets or things like that, biscuits, cakes, which are very easy to make, it's time consuming. You know, and that's down to the parents
It's
to
about
pass
the
it on to
time.
the children.
Okay.
You know.
So do we have enough time to make our own sweets?
Absolutely.
This is Talkaoke at the moment. We're talking about homemade versus shop-bought sweets. Somehow,
You know what? Controversial opinion.
Controversial.
Talking about chocolate, we
Yeah.
should get rid of the bounties out of a celebration. Like, they just need to go.
Why?
They need to
Why?
go. They're the worst chocolate. Talking about chocolate, there's so many better chocolates you could put in instead of a bounty. I mean, come on, who even eats the bounties? They're always the last left.
Oh, this is controversial.
But you've got, at least coconut's healthy, which is coconut's in it, isn't it?
Should bounty be kicked out of celebrations because it's too healthy?
No, get rid of the Mars bar. Too sweet.
Okay.
Keep the
Okay.
bounty. Get rid of the Mars bar.
Okay, maybe we can go around the table again. If you were going to get rid of something out of celebrations, what chocolate would you eliminate? Kath?
I don't tend to eat them.
You don't
so-
eat them. That's a definitely. Okay, what do you think about bounty bars? No opinion? No?
I think we should keep them.
Keep bounty bars in the
I think
celebration.
what is controversial is that something like Cadbury's that says it goes to all these countries and tries to be ethical and not employ kids is absolute nonsense because it's been proven that they do employ children with, for the cocoa pods and they're using these massive machetes. These are kids, you know what I mean? Getting paid a pittance for it.
Okay.
So I mean that needs to be looked into.
Would you like to work in a chocolate factory?
No.
Chopping? No? No? You can make a little bit of money.
Even if you make
No?
money, even if you get to eat all the chocolate you want.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to work in a chocolate factory?
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I mean,
Chocolate factory.
Yeah.
It depends what chocolate factory. You know, are we talking the extreme end like a Willy Wonka chocolate factory, or are we talking about
I
like?
don't know. What is it? It's a Cadbury's chocolate factory. It's more like slave labour than just kind of fun.
If you had a chocolate factory, you needed a gym, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
To
Okay.
keep people healthy.
Okay, I mean, what do people think would it be good? Whoa, what good work experience? We lost all of our sugars now.
That was good. I'll pick up. I went to a chocolate factory this year actually. You know, hotel
You went to a chocolate factory?
Yeah,
Were there children working there?
There were no children. It was all adults, but it was
Thankfully.
hotel
I'm gonna go anywhere.
chocolate.
Steve, give us a final thought. You've really given a lot to this conversation. You helped us kick it.
I think like I say, everything in moderation, you know.
Yeah.
And I think, kids, it's got to be, in my opinion, it's got to be like a treat and get them involved and show them how, it works and how much sugar's involved.
Yeah, but not like 8 hours a day working or 12 hours a day chopping down cocoa
Well, they
beans.
shouldn't be doing that at all. I mean, that is illegal, but you know what I mean. That shouldn't happen. So
Yeah.
sadly, it does. But
So the message is get kids making their own sweets, but not.
show them where the all ingredients are from. If you show them, I make my own jam, and if you show them how much sugar it goes into with the fruit, but that's an exact science. But
Right.
but you got to show it, and the same with chocolate. If you show them, a certain 85% coke, it's better for you.
Yeah.
Now kids don't like that because it's not as sweet. So if you show them, educate them on like sweet things, as they grow up, they're more knowledgeable about their choices then.
Okay, some really good points. Thank you, Steve. We're here all weekend, so come back later on. We're talking about chocolate making, slave labour, learning how to make things. But then, if you're doing it for 12 hours a day, is it too long? Is it actually too long to be making chocolates? Give us some final thoughts before you go. Thanks for being really our first customers. Final thought.
Sweets are good or bad?
Good.
Sweets are good.
Do you think you could be making more of your own sweets and therefore justify it? No, you don't. Final thought, Imogen?
Sweets are always good.
Always good. Would you make more of your own?
No, just buy them.
Just buy them. Okay. Final thought, Theo?
Sometimes bad.
Okay. You mean you've got to sometimes have a little bit of bad in your life? Is that what you mean?
No, sometimes I choose chocolate I don't like, but I've never tried.
Okay, so you're trying new stuff and you don't like it. But I think that's quite good in a way, isn't it? Just to try stuff. You don't know until you actually try it whether it's bad. Exploration, food exploration.
I went to the Hotel Chocolat Factory in January, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't realise.
I find it a bit disappointing there were no children working.
There were no children, all adults. So it was really insightful to see how chocolate's made from the actual plants all the way to the final products.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Yeah. Come and join us. We're talking about chocolate. Should part of a child's working day be working in the chocolate factory? This is the Festival of Making, so we're totally on message. Come and join in, give us 2 minutes, don't be shy, don't be nervous. We have got Will, we've got Ellen. There's not really a question as such. We've got Will, we've got Ellen, what's your name?
I'm Dom.
That's the first question, is what's your name? And what's your name?
Emma.
Emma, and I'm Mikey, Will, Ellen, Dom. Have you ever been to a chocolate factory?
No, unfortunately not. I would love to though.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Not Charlie in the Chocolate Factory sort of one, but like a Cadbury's somewhere where it's actually
Well, apparently Cadbury's use children to make their chocolate. Not actually as ingredients, but as makers of the chocolate.
I learned to swim on the Quakerland sort of Cadbury chocolate factory. They do a lot of outreach in the community. So it really helps our community out there.
Dom, give us a final thought before you go.
Chocolate is fantastic.
Chocolate is fantastic. Come and have a seat on the table of chat. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. At the moment, yes, come along.
I like the jacket. Can I see this one? I like your jacket. The sort of golden detail is really nice.
Yeah.
And this one as well. Wow, look at the patterns. That's really gorgeous. Where did you buy it? Where did you buy it?
You made it. Okay, let's get your names. Come and have a seat on the table of chat. Let me just hit you with some applause. So we've got Will, we've got Ellen. 2 minutes. Come and listen over here. Come and listen. I will ask you your name, but that's it. You don't even have to give your name if you don't want to. So. Okay. Well, probably better off sitting over there. Then, if you sit over there, then we'll just see the back of your head. Oh, thank you. This is actually a genuine Hawaiian shirt from Hawaii. Hawaii, that's right, yes. Don't ask me Hawaii. Anyway, so my name's Mikey. Let's get some names.
Willow.
And
Adrian.
Adrian, yep.
Elam.
Joy.
And Will.
And at the moment, we were actually talking, we had some kids around and we're talking about is it good for kids to do work, to have jobs. We were talking about children working in a chocolate factory. But then also, like Ellen used to have a paper round. Is that acceptable for young people to have jobs? Is it good for them? Is it bad for them? That's what we're talking about at the moment. But we could talk about that, or we could talk about what you're wearing, or we could somehow talk about both. Could you get a young person to make this for you? Would it be cheaper?
Well, I've been making clothes since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about paper round because I applied for a job as a paper girl, but I couldn't because I was a girl.
Really?
It had to be a paper lad.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so there was a bit of discrimination going on.
Absolutely.
You couldn't do a paper round?
I couldn't do a paper round because I was a girl.
Do you think you'd be able to do a paper round now?
I think I'd be able to do a paper round now.
Okay.
I'd probably be a bit old, but there you are.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, all right, so that is interesting. So, I mean, there's some discrimination going on there, I think. Did you have any problems?
No, I don't remember, but I was a bit of a tomboy, so maybe people thought I was a boy, I don't know.
Okay. Anyone else done a paper round?
I couldn't get one. I grew up in a small village on the outside of Birmingham, and there wasn't enough paper rounds going around. So we all used to go on a cycle every 6 months and get a new person in, but there were so many kids around that everyone wanted the job.
Too many children.
Yeah, we all wanted a job to get some money, but we were too young. So, but then again, should I spend more time in school? You know, instead of trying to look for a job. You know, I don't know, but. I think it's interesting, this whole online thing and kids making stuff, and should that be allowed, should it not be allowed? I don't know.
I mean, dude, is there even such a thing as a paper round anymore, or do people get papers as they now get emailed? Would you like a job? That's what we're talking about now. Should young people be allowed to work? You say yes. Come and join in. Come and join in. This is Talkaoke. We have got Willow. We've got Adrian. We've got Ellen. We've got Joy and Will.
Well, my local paper just ended, Hackney Today in East London.
Hackney yesterday.
I was so shocked. So I don't know, maybe jobs like paper rounds no longer exist.
Paper rounds are on the way out. We're talking at the moment. This is a free-form talk show. At the moment, we're talking about. We had some kids on the table, and we're talking about children working in chocolate factories. But should actually children have jobs? Is it good for them? Willow was denied a job as a paper girl because they wanted she's a paper lad. So, but are there even paper rounds? That's a few of the things we're talking about at the moment. We've got Willow, we've got Adrian, we've got Ellen, we've got Joy, we have got Will. What's your name?
I'm Rachel.
Rachel, welcome. I'm Mikey. Come and join in. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. What do you think about this?
Well, I think part of the problem is that we give young people the impression that jobs are what we do when we're not living our lives, and we have to not be working to then live life. And I think creativity, doing what you're made to do, being paid for, not being paid for, that's part of life. So if young people explore that when they're young, I quite like that idea. So give them decent jobs that are really creative, that have a bit of power.
What would be a good job for a creative job for?
Giving young people a plot of land and growing stuff in it.
Growing stuff.
Yeah, and selling it and making some money.
Okay, so they could do some farming. We're actually, I think, short of people to work the land. Should we get young? What do you think about that? Young people to work, Adrian?
Should we change the curriculum then and have, I don't know, instead of PE, have time out? You know, working the farm, stuff like that. You know, is it regulated through education? Is it a personal choice? Do parents decide, or do the school have the autonomy?
Before you go, give us a final thought, Adrian.
I need to go to Cathedral. Good luck with your talk, and I hope it goes very well. And I don't know. Yes.
Well, we're here all weekend, so you know, if you have anything that you want to report to us, please do come back.
When I was young, we worked in the fields during school holidays.
Really?
In fact, summer holidays were called pea picking holidays.
Right.
Autumn half term was potato picking holiday.
Okay.
And that's what we did.
All right. So
I'm going back nearly 70 years, of course.
So I mean, why do we not do that anymore?
I'd have no idea.
Okay.
So where did you work, sorry?
You know, when we were off school on holiday, we worked in the fields. Yeah, did potato picking, beetroot picking, pea picking.
Picking stuff. But did you do the planting or just the picking?
Just the picking.
So it was
I did mostly nose picking when I was young. I wasn't very creative.
Hi, my name's Jason. I really love the way this conversation is going. I just imagine like you do school really differently, and it's not like the old days, like industrial age, where you're forcing kids to go up chimneys and that kind of thing. It's not slave labour. But if you get involved in genuine industry and work from an early age, whether it's primary school, high school, they do education. They only work with their hands, because I think so much of our education system is too sterile, it's too passive. You know, if you get them doing stuff with their hands, they're going to get engaged with that. Okay, you're learning your basics, the core stuff that you need to know, but then you are working in the field, you are growing stuff, you are making stuff, like this festival's all about, and that's a much better school system.
Okay, so should our school be more about making stuff? Should it be more about growing stuff?
I think so, because also as well, when you work with like the earth, it's been scientifically proven to sort of be a benefit to your overall well-being.
Right.
So I mean, as long as children are paid fairly, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So
Plus they're learning.
Pay children and they learn at the same
exactly.
time.
Because also as well, that is like the real education, right?
Yeah.
When you can incorporate the curriculum into things like, picking fruit and veg.
Yeah.
So
So in a way it's something that used to happen and we've kind of lost that. And we've gone a bit too intellectual.
What happens if the young person doesn't want to do the work? Do we force them to do the work and say it's education, or do we give them another option? Like, how does that work?
Can you refuse to work? Is there a right of refusal when it comes?
Yeah, but we can't refuse education anyway.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff they're doing at education they don't want to do. We still force them to do like 9 GCSEs. Why do we force them to do subjects they're not interested in?
Yeah.
They're not going to carry on through to education in adult life.
Yeah.
So why don't you give them stuff that they really want to do?
Yeah.
And if it's aligned, whether it's arts-based industry, whether it's tech-based industry, manufacturing, service, they can do that stuff, and they'll find something they like. They find something they're gifted at, and it'll inspire them.
Also, I think it's a complete disaster that young people are only educated with their age group. I think, imagine if young people were educated with 90-year-olds and 50-year-olds, have like lots more ages. Because I think there's a church that we're involved with, and we have like 13-year-olds that learn skills from 80-somethings, and it's amazing, and vice versa.
So more mixed age groups when it comes to schooling.
Yes, with care homes should also be nurseries.
Okay, make care homes nursery. We're coming up with in about 5 or 10 minutes. We're coming up with just a new way to basically to run this country, and it seems like good. Yeah.
No, absolutely. When you think about old style apprenticeships, where they would join an apprenticeship around the age of 7 or 8, going through to teenage years, and you think, why don't we do that kind of thing alongside an education? So we're much more skilled when they get to 18-year-old, rather than like being disinterested in education, disinterested in that kind of progress. So train them while they're at school in those industries, they'll be much more inspired.
Yeah. We also want young people to be growing in self-confidence and that kind of stuff. And I think often the school education system destroys their self-esteem. And also they're surrounded by peers where there's so much judgmentalism as well.
Okay.
So make it intergenerational. People do better.
All right. It all sounds like good stuff. Come. All right.
Amazing.
Give us a final thought.
I think this is really healthy with the making industry. I definitely think it's a sea change needed in the education system. Make it more apprenticeship, make it more hands-on, make it more career-driven, rather than sort of going. Everybody's got to get into tertiary education. That's got to change.
And thank you. Thanks for setting this up. This is an amazing festival. More of this in Blackburn. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is a.
wow.
Thank you. Come and join in. This is Talkaoke Pop-Up Talk Show. Should we be changing our education system? Should we be changing the position of this Talkaoke table? Because I feel it's a little bit too far away from this walkway. It's just a technical thing. With a little bit less walking distance, walk of shame, then people will come and sit down. Anyway, this person's going to come and sit down, even though it is a little bit of a distance. I feel it. We're talking. Shall we be changing our education system, make it more about making? Willow.
Yes, I mean I've always made things, as I said earlier. To the duvet.
Do you feel like that's like? Do you feel like you're not really in the mainstream though when you're making your own stuff? That it's a fringe activity. So
I'm not in the mainstream, but I just have to. I have to make things.
Yeah.
I can't just sit. I can't. I mean, I can't watch the television. Just watch the television.
Yeah.
I've got to be doing something else.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a problem with me.
Okay. Well, it's interesting that it feels like a problem making stuff. Instead of consuming stuff, you're making stuff, and. Is that the way the world wants us to be, or do they want us just to be consumers of television and not makers of things?
That's a really good point. I often wish I could sew. I wish I could just like make a piece of clothing, but unfortunately.
How are your textile skills?
You know what? They're very poor. I mean, I'm still working out how to sort of thread the bobbin. I could never really get that.
So.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
it's challenging, but I always admire people who are really good with like textiles.
Yeah,
it's such a great skill to have.
I mean, is there like a way to get into it?
Well, it's just something I've grown up with. From a working class background, it was make, do and mend. I'm also a war baby, so it's make, do and mend. And I feel sorry for these younger people who have not done sewing in school or cookery.
Surely
you need cooking. Even guys need cooking skills, surely.
I mean, what you know, it sounds like you had a better education than what is on offer right now.
I believe I did. And I went to art school in the 60s.
Yeah.
We got taught, and I went and did a degree in the 90s.
Yeah.
You didn't get taught anything.
Yeah.
You know, you just had to find the tutors in the pub, basically.
Okay.
You know.
Which pub were they in?
The Crack, actually.
Is that the name of the pub, or is that the name of
that's
what
the
they
name
were
of the pub
consuming?
in Liverpool.
Okay. Right. All right. Yeah.
I want to know. Do you pass on your sort of textile making skills to other people? Do you teach workshops and stuff like that?
Not officially, but you know, anybody can come in and join in, and I have a granddaughter that's interested, 2 other granddaughters that are interested in making cards and all sorts of other creative stuff.
I mean, you know, from my perspective, I mean, in the middle here, I'm not really supposed to give my opinion, but as there's only 3 of us around the table, I just think we live in this consumer culture where we're just rewarded for not making stuff. We're rewarded for buying stuff, for consuming stuff, and that just makes us, you know, it makes us into potatoes, basically.
I had a privilege of living in Africa for 17 years, and nothing, absolutely nothing is wasted. We even washed tin foil and hung it on the line, and plastic bags and hung on the Zambia. And it was a fantastic experience. Yeah.
I mean, in a way, are we just a bit too wealthy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just chuck stuff away.
Yeah.
I like the idea of washing tinfoil actually, but I'm not sure if the tinfoil these days are as good
Is
quality.
It thick enough? Is it thick enough?
But I've always wanted to make, you know, the beeswax wraps. I'm moving on to that next.
Tell us a bit more about it.
The beeswax wrap. What do you know? Do you know what? No. The beeswax wraps. It's like you can use cotton or linen, and you can like coat it with beeswax, and you can use it to replace. Well, I mean, I got the beeswax from Etsy. I got it about 4 years ago. I still haven't made it yet, but it's there.
It's batik, you know. It's wax and dye. It's batik, Indonesian.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I was a child. I used to do like batik things. I made this batik skirt.
Come and have a seat.
No, I was just saying. Have you gone back to Zambia?
No, I haven't been back to Zambia. The reason I left is because I had cancer. I came over here and I had treatment. I went back to Zambia, but the cancer recurred. So when I came back in '87, I thought I should stay here. So I haven't been back. But it was a fabulous
what
experience.
Led you to go to Zambia?
My first husband got a job on the copper mine there, so that's why I was there.
Yeah.
But I'd only been there a short while when the local headmaster got news that I was an artist and asked me to come and teach. I'm not qualified.
Yeah.
I was resisted madly. No, I can't possibly do that. But then he just said, well, you know, what are the girls going to do? You know, it's the GCE as it was then, is coming up. And they've been abandoned, the teachers left, so that was me.
So you kind of got sucked into teaching.
I did.
And what was your experience?
It was fabulous because the people in Africa value an education.
Yeah, okay.
And there was, you know, secondary school girls, so it could have been a nightmare, couldn't it?
Would you like a job? Come and have a seat on the table of the chat. We're talking about young people. All of you come over. We have got Ellen, we have got Willow, we've got Will on social medias. And what's your names?
Evelyn.
And
Maggie.
And
Ella.
One of the things we're talking about is, are young people studying too much and not working enough? When Willow was at school, she was picking peas and potatoes in the school holidays. Would that work for you?
Yeah, because I feel like you could balance it with revision if you worked.
Have you ever been asked, come and join in? I've sort of forgotten everyone's name. It's Ellen, Willow, Will. What was it again? Ella.
Evelyn.
And it's
Maggie.
And
Polly.
What do you think about young people working? Should they be working? Do they work? Yeah.
I want to know what jobs young people want to have, you know, because I feel out of touch now. Like I like to think I'm a young person, but I'm definitely not anymore. So it's what jobs do young people actually want?
Okay,
you know,
I'm going to turn the mirror to you. What job would you like to have?
Yeah, I've got the job I want to have. I get to go around talking to people. It's the best job.
Okay, what job would you like to have?
Oh God.
Not for your life, just for now. If you wanted to make a bit of money, what job would you like to do to make money?
Something to do with art.
So an arty job, okay, yeah.
I'd definitely work at a cafe.
Work in a cafe, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd work in a cute little cafe.
Okay.
Cat cafe.
A cat cafe. And what would your role in the cat cafe be?
Waiter.
A waiter, okay. A waiter for the humans or for the cats?
The cats.
The cats, a cat waiter. Okay, so what job would you like to have?
Oh, what job would I like to have? Oh, that's a really interesting question. I mean, yeah, like Will, I'm doing the job I want to do now.
Okay.
Some of it, I don't know. I don't know. Well, with the job I wanted to have when I was, I don't know, maybe 14, 15 was, yeah. Oh God, I can't think now. Jesus.
I'll come back to you.
Oh, I think I would like to have been on stage.
On stage, okay, we've got that one for stage. What job would you like to have? Are you doing the job? Come over here, it's only a talk show. Come on. We've got Ella, we've got Evelyn, we've got someone else beginning with E. What is it? Maggie and
Polly.
Maggie and Polly, not beginning with E. What's your name?
Works, I'll
yeah, 2 minutes. Have you got the job that you want to have?
No, I wouldn't say I've got the job I want to have.
What job would you like to have?
I think it's an aspect of how you are and the society you're in now and like your age. Because when I was younger, I wanted to be like into sports. I played rugby since I was like 14 upwards. So I think like a lot of kids nowadays it's more like social media, innit? Because that's what they see and that's what their fans are like. The fans everyone in social media. But for me, I've always been a hands-on person. I love hands-on jobs. So the job we've got now at the moment, to be fair, is really, really good, and I actually enjoy it. It's not where I want to be, but it's a progression step. If you know what I mean.
In a way, you didn't kind of expect it. But one of the things, the reason this came up is like, should young people be doing more like work-related stuff, making stuff? Like, we had a guy called Jason sitting on the table who said school or learning should be all about making things, working, and actually not just sitting down and studying. What do people think about that? Should it be growing things? You were saying, weren't you, growing stuff? And Willow, when she was at school, was picking potatoes and peas. What do people think? Should it be more about? You said you wanted to do art. Is there enough art going on? Should you be making stuff?
Okay, so I'm doing my GCSEs at the moment.
Yeah.
And I do art, but I've just finished it. But I kind of prefer to do art than revision.
Yeah. Okay. So so definitely more art. What
aspect of art interests you?
Okay.
And I like the creativity. I like expressing something on a canvas.
Yeah, just like putting stuff onto a canvas. Let's get a fun. Did you get your name? I can't remember.
Charlie.
Charlie. Thanks for coming, Charlie.
No worries. So for me, I think you need to. So when I was in school. It wasn't too long ago. I'm only 25.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, we didn't really learn a lot about life. I feel like you need to learn more about life.
Yeah.
Because.
What aspects of life?
Just like house, like having a house, like money, and because I feel like you learn it, but you don't learn enough about it. Because you might do now, but when I was at school, I didn't really learn. And when I moved out into my own place, I was like, wow, it's such a drastic difference living at your parents' house than living on your own, having to pay bills and living life as a young adult type thing. I feel like you need to learn more about that to help you progress in your future. Because when I was a kid, I wasn't the greatest child, like the greatest kid. But if I knew what I knew now, I feel like I'd be such a different person and have such a different aspect on life. To see how great it can be, but you need to put that effort and that time and that motivation into doing something for you then to progress and be a better self type thing, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's a great thought. I mean, I don't know what you think about that. Do you feel equipped for life, people? Do you feel like no? You're saying no?
I feel like having a little job before a big job can give you more experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so little jobs actually give you a bit of experience. There's something about managing money. I'm going to come to you in a second because I feel like Willow is shaping to leave.
Yeah, I just wonder what the young people here think about the fact that in school now there's no winners or losers, because that's not life, you know.
Yeah.
That in life there are winners and losers.
Okay.
And I just wonder how you feel, you know, that there's...
I mean, what do you mean there are winners and losers in life?
You know, people that do well and work hard, and people who sit and watch TV all day, you know, and people.
Yeah.
It's just, I just feel they're not getting the right background there. I just like I just like their opinion on that.
Okay.
I think there's like, I feel like there are differences in people at school. Like some don't try and some do try, and then I don't know, sometimes people can flip it around and make it work.
But I mean, is it like, you know, Charlie was saying he didn't really know why he needed to try, because all the things, it was just a bit abstract. He was kind of, you know, when he was young, he didn't know that he had to put effort, what the point of putting effort in, until he actually got out there into the world.
Yeah.
So yes, that's a bad question because it just ends in a yes. Anyway, go on.
I think it's interesting. Have an amazing rest of the day. I feel like what I wonder about when I meet young people is, do you have enough choice? Are you happy with the way things are at the moment? What would you change? You know, if somebody said, do you know what, you're Prime Minister for the day, you can decide what happens in school, what young people can and can't do, would you keep things as they are, or what would you change?
That's such a big question, I don't know.
Big question,
we can do the big questions, hang on.
But it's okay not to know as well.
Yeah.
I'd give young people more choice and freedom, I think. I don't know.
More choice, but choice in what sense?
I don't know.
Let's come to Matt. You look like you're going to say something, mate.
Well, it's just you can like have a dream job without knowing what like subject in school it fully falls into.
Yeah.
So like if you were an architect, that has something to do with art, but also maths.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I mean, is it just about having the right subjects to have the dream job, or is there more to it than that?
There is more to it, but I don't feel there's enough subjects, honestly.
Yeah.
There's not enough subjects out there. What do you think of school? Is it any good? Should it be more creative? That's what we're talking about right now. You say yes, come and join us. There was a response there, so come over. We have got Ella, we've got Evelyn, we've got Maggie, we've got Polly, we've got Ellen, we've got Will, and Mikey. Go on, Will.
I think you should have like trial a job for a month. You know, between like the ages of 18 and 20, you finish education.
Yeah.
You don't need to jump right into a job. Before you go to uni and you specialise in anything or do whatever, just spend 1 month. You know, that's 24 different jobs you get to try for 2 years.
Yeah.
You get the same salary for all of them. And you just go out and you try it, and then you decide what you want to specialise in.
Would you like that? Would you like to do this job?
Well, what's this job?
It's just basically sitting in a table talking to people. Yeah. You would like to do this job?
I like,
Yeah? Do you want to jump in the middle now? Do you want to have a go?
I have to go. I'm so sorry.
All right, well, give us a final thought before you go.
What about just...
Oh, about anything, about, you know, I mean, could we change the education system? Is it in a way down to us to change rather than this, if the school system's not going to change? Is it up to us? Come and have a seat, come and get involved in this. What?
Before you have been now Virginia.
Somebody's lost, what? Yeah? Okay. Go to the guy in the high, his jacket. And let's get a final thought from you before you go, Ella.
Her brains were working today. We'd have good answers.
I like school sometimes.
What's that?
I like school sometimes, but then sometimes I hate it.
Same.
Okay.
Yep. Here we go.
You hate school. Why?
It's annoying.
It's annoying. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. We're here all weekend.
What year are you in?
Year 4.
For primary school age children. Do children still grow cress at school? I don't know about you, but I remember growing cress.
Cress?
You know, is that still a thing?
We used to have a bulb. You used to get the bulb. Do you remember? Bulb in the water. Then you grow it in the water. Yeah, you have to draw it, and you get the little newt, and you do the life cycle. Yeah.
Okay. Do you grow anything at school?
Yeah, we did grow cress, like the whole school.
Yep. Okay, we won't interview you. It's not. There's no obligation, but feel free to come down if you change your mind. Okay, so what's he saying? You do.
We did grow cress.
You do grow cress. Did you find it fun?
Yeah.
And what about you? Have you grown?
Oh, I went to the same primary school as her, but we did sunflowers in like year 1. Yeah, that was pretty much the same.
Is there enough agriculture going on in the schools?
Sorry.
Making agriculture, isn't it? Farming or like growing stuff.
Yeah, in our school, there's a lot of like
I suppose you call it.
plants.
Yeah.
Around it and like let students plant them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a really loud whistle. I don't know. I think I'd love to learn how to whistle like that. Oh, it's not going to work.
I've been trying for so long. Is that your mum whistling you, saying, "Come on"? All right, give us a final thought before you go. It doesn't have to be about school; it can be about absolutely anything. What should we be talking about this weekend? What are the big subjects? Arts. Okay. In what sense? Art? Give us a bit more. What sort of art? Painting?
I don't know. This is just. I love this fair. I've been here like twice.
You like I guess the creativity. Final thought?
I don't know.
Do you agree with the art thing?
Yeah.
Would more art at school make it more fun?
Yeah. More like making stuff.
Okay, more making stuff. We're at the Festival of Making, so we're in the right place. Maybe the message is take the Festival of Making to the school. Thanks, girls.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, come and take a seat. Come and take a seat.
What are we talking about?
Children have small feet.
Come and take a seat. I'm getting nervous.
Then they can get to the sink quicker.
Say that again.
Children should be made to work. They have small feet so they can get to the sink quicker and they can get closer to the Hoover, you see. You see, I mean, I do pay my kids.
How much do you pay them?
£20 a month.
I used to get a £5 for washing all the cars. That's what I used to get. Wash mum and dad's car, you get £5.
How often did you wash the car?
Annually.
So you were operating on £5 a year. My God.
£20 a month, mate.
£2.50 for cutting the grass. £2.50 to cut. We used to have like all the. We didn't like chores very much. I don't think we lived in a very disciplined household. But any of the extra jobs that my parents didn't want to do, they'd be like, "I'll pay you a bit of money here or there for that." So the option was there, but it wasn't enforced.
That sounds like good parenting to me.
I have 8 lads, so therefore, I just pay them and sit back and relax.
So tell me, when you were young, did you work when you were young?
I did.
You did? What did you
I did. I had 2 paper rounds.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier.
I did deliveries.
Yeah. What were you delivering?
Pizzas.
Oh, wow. You know,
pizzas, that's why I said at the end of the night, if I work for you, I want 25 quid at the end of the night, plus I want 2 pizzas, you know.
Oh wow, so you got paid in pizzas plus £25. Yeah. Did you have a job when you were younger? Did you work when you were a child? Should children work? If so, how much should they get paid? Mikey, did you work?
I didn't, but I had a very kind of cushy childhood, and I didn't work, but I didn't have to have a job. I just got my pocket money. I did do things like washing the car and stuff like that.
Join us. Where are you going?
He had a cushy childhood. Yeah. That means his mum and dad were loaded.
That's a nice way of putting it, right? Cushy.
It is. Cushy, but
right.
Parents loaded.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Oh, so you had a privileged childhood. Yeah. You're privileged.
Hang on. But I do think then when I was 18, I went to work in a hospital as a care assistant.
What was that experience?
It was an incredible experience. So
what department were you working in?
I was basically working as an assistant nurse. So I was like washing people, feeding people, clearing up a lot of shit.
Oh,
literally shit, and but it was actually a really good job, and what it made me realise is that I'd been missing out actually from not working.
Wow, and how old were you?
I was 18.
So you got your first job at 18 in a hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you get that job? Do you think there's enough opportunities for young people to actually get these jobs?
I was in the army for 30 years.
You were in the army?
Yeah.
What were you doing in the army?
I was in the catering corps for 10 years, and then
really?
I did my training for the paras, and I got picked for the elite paras.
Yeah.
For 20 years, so.
And what years was this? Was this the 1990s to?
Well, I was born in 72.
Come and join us. We're talking about should young people have jobs. Are you guys working now? I'm trying to work out what that crest is. Rugby? Is that rugby?
No, it's football.
Football. Oh, what team? Blackburn. Hey, nice. I mean, can people work for the Blackburn football team? If so, how? Do the team players get? Is there a junior Blackburn football team?
I didn't even know we had a football team.
Oh my gosh. What team do you support?
Me? My legs support me and I support myself.
Oh, okay. So you support your legs. It's important to support your legs. Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us. A final thought? Anything you want to leave us with?
Kids should work, but they should get more money for doing it.
Right, so you're going to increase the payment for your children?
Oh, I don't know, I'll tell you in about 2 months.
Oh, right. Inflation, yeah, everything's going up, including the sweets. Do children have too much sweets? Should children work? Did you work when you were a child? Where did you work when you were a child? Would you make your children work for you? This gentleman here said that he makes his 8 children work for him. Come and join us, we're talking about anything. Anything. Oh, manufacturing. What kind of manufacturing? Manufacturing hats, manufacturing glasses. We had someone sitting around the table earlier, Willow. She was talking about making her own clothing. Anyway, we got some new faces at the table. I can see you got your umbrella. You were prepared today. You looked at that weather forecast. Not many other people did. Not many other people did. What happened? Come and take us. What's your name?
Paul.
Paul, give us 2 minutes of your time. You don't have to say anything. We won't look so empty if you sit down.
Mikey.
Mikey. What's your name?
Gail.
Gail, sorry, what was your name again?
Paul.
Paul, Gail, Mikey.
Will.
I'm Ellen. This is Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show. You can talk about anything. This is our first time in Blackburn, right? Well, no, it's my first time in Blackburn. But we've been talking about what have we been talking about today?
Talking about sweets, so kids have jobs. We've talked about, well, one thing I haven't spoke about much actually is the area itself. Like we say, we've never been to Blackburn. We haven't really had like the highlights. What's good about the area? What would you like to see change in the area? Like, I don't know. You're from London, we're from Birmingham. There's a lot going on.
We've got Londoners, we got Brummese, Londoners around the table, and Blackburn. What do you call people from Blackburn?
Blackburners.
Blackburners. Oh, Blackburners have a lot of energy.
Blackburners.
Blackburners. But yeah, I think that's a good question from Will. Like, what?
What's the official name?
That's it. No one we call people from I'm from Blackburn.
Yeah.
We call people from Blackburn Blackburners.
Blackburners. I kind of like that name. But what's special about Blackburn? What's been keeping you here?
We invented Vimto.
Pardon?
We invented Vimto.
What? Hey, do you like your Vimto warm or cold? How do you like your Vimto?
Warm at the football.
That's the right answer.
Hot at the football.
Oh, hot while watching football.
Should you store Vimto in the fridge? Does it go in the fridge? No.
What?
Is that sacrilege?
Oh, it's a cordial, not in your house.
It's a cordial that's let down with water.
Right, okay.
So, like orange juice.
Oh,
but 100 times better.
Can you have like an alcoholic Vimto? Yeah.
I'm sure you can do, yeah. Well, that's a different.
What do they call it?
People call it cheeky Vimto.
Cheeky Vimto. I need to get involved. All right, so Vimto can only be drunk warm while watching football. How do you like your Vimto?
I like warm Vimto as well, yeah. On a cold day, warm Vimto is one.
On a cold day, oh lovely.
I don't know, I like cold drinks, It's like I used to work in a wine shop, and there was a fine wine shop, and they used to say, your the white wine had to be at 8 degrees. You're not supposed to drink whiskey with ice.
Okay.
That's considered a real no-no.
Oh, really?
But I followed that advice. Then I was like, oh, I'll just put an ice cube in the whiskey and it tastes nicer.
Oh,
I think it's nicer. So I think also Vimto, not that I particularly like Vimto, I have to say, but if I was going to drink it, I'd drink it cold.
We got a
ice cold.
around the table.
Blackburn's great history of brewing beer.
Oh, what beer? What beer is
Twaits' Brewery.
Twice's Brewery? Whereabouts?
Twaits'. Well, where that big car park is, where you came in, that used to be an entire brewery there.
Really? Wow.
That took up the whole town centre. In that area.
That area now has been turned into the brewery quarter in Blackburn. Like we've got the cathedral quarter. They're going to turn that into the brewery quarter.
And what can we find in the brewery quarter?
What you will find is. Yeah, what you will find is the history of Blackburn in terms of, you know, going out for a drink and the brewing industry and all the rest of it when they develop that, isn't it? So they're going to bring that area on.
Oh my gosh, how interesting.
And they've knocked the brewery down and transported it to a place just on the outskirts of Blackburn. So they still brew beer.
Yeah.
But that was a big thing in Blackburn town centre.
I mean,
a big employer, a big manufacturing process.
I mean, it's interesting because we were talking about jobs, opportunities for young people. I mean, when you were younger, did you ever work in that factory?
No.
You know what I mean?
No, but I worked in manufacturing for 40 years.
Oh.
So that's what brought me to Blackburn.
Where were you coming from?
I was coming from Manchester.
Manchester to Blackburn. And what kind of manufacturing?
Defence.
Oh,
so that's
defence.
kind of.
You know, we had someone sitting around the table that worked for the army for 30 years. So, I mean, gosh, how long were you doing that kind of thing?
40 years.
Wow.
So.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, manufacturing for defence.
So,
hey, come and join us. Come and take a seat. Get involved with the conversation. We're talking about manufacturing. We're talking about jobs, you know. That's what
Blackburn was a great manufacturing town and still is.
Yeah.
It still is. There are little pockets of manufacturing still, you know, within, you know, not just the big PLC companies, but there's lots of small to medium enterprises that do a lot of, you know, intricate work, really fine engineering works. So it's not just a kind of a thing for the past. It's a thing for the future.
Do you think enough people know about this manufacturing history and present day of Blackburn?
I think that's why an event like we've got over this weekend is really, really vital and really valuable to people. That a lot of people aren't aware of everything that goes on and what's gone on in the past and what Blackburn's got to offer. So I think that's what, you know, this is doing a great job in that respect.
I mean, what's like a manufacturer that you think people should know more about?
In Blackburn?
Yeah, in Blackburn. Like, you know, are people producing lace hair or?
Well, no, not anymore. No, we've gone past that. We used to be
high technology firms.
Right, so tech.
So they've kind of moved right up the manufacturing pyramid to go for the very top of the.
Oh, that's interesting.
Kind of, you know, so. What I think about events like this, it's great really to promote this, like STEM ambassadors in industry who come out into the, you know, into the schools and say that manufacturing is not just about you know, greasy overalls and being that kind. Engineering is a real you know, a high-tech job and very well, you know.
So you can be at home and sort of programming tech, but you can also be out getting your hands dirty.
I just want to talk about making this. This is called Talkaoke. This is the Talkaoke table. It's a fiberglass mould. I mean, we might have to throw a tarpaulin over this, but anyway, this is made using a CAD, a computer-assisted design, and we made the shape in London. And we were looking for quotes to get a CNC mould made of this, a positive mould. And we're gonna have to throw a thing, but it costs the cheapest quote we got for the UK was over £6,000.
Wow.
And in Hungary we got the same thing done for 600 quid.
Cool, blimey.
Final thought. But so we need more labs and stuff like that.
Anything you want to leave us with?
And where did you get your CAD drawing done though?
Where the CAD draftsman was a friend of mine in London.
Exactly.
He's actually from Shrewsbury.
Well, that's the top bit.
Yeah.
Not the bottom bit.
Right, I see. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. We'll be back hopefully when it stops raining. We need to throw the tarp over now.
What kind of colours?
Jeans, tops,
Yeah. Have you heard that some of the clothes you're wearing? Primark. There's a big time mark in the centre there. So you say that's
So at the moment we're talking about children work.
China and stuff. Yeah. I mean, is it that big of a deal if they're getting paid?
I think by this age you should be earning a wage.
Yeah. How old are you? You're 3. Hey, we got some new faces around the table. Come and join us. What's your name? Nazma. Oh, that's a nice name. I mean, do you think that children should work? Apparently, let's go around the names actually. What's your name? Tracy. We've got Tracy. What's your name? Dylan. Karen. And we've got Nazma, we've got Mikey, we've got Will. This is Talkaoke, it's a pop-up talk show. We're talking about, should young people have jobs? Apparently no. Apparently the clothes in Primark are made by children.
You can have another paper round. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, we've heard that quite a bit today. Quite a few people.
But no, they should go out to work, and that's our job.
Yeah, so you're saying adults are the ones that should work. Children
Five
should
for your kids.
maybe do a little paper round.
Yeah.
What do you think? Shall I say, give us 2 minutes of your time, so we look a little bit busier.
I've got to go. I think my boys, they do have part-time jobs. They do work, but I think there's a lot of demand with education. So you've got to consider that as well.
What kind of part-time jobs do they have?
They do waitering.
Oh, waitering. Okay, yes, someone was...
They're 17. So 16, 17 is fine. But anything younger than that, I think is good too.
Right.
You need to let them be who they are.
Oh,
like, in the work.
So you're saying they need to kind of develop
in themselves, because they're going to school all the time, do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's all enough going to school.
Busy working.
Yeah. Doing their own work.
I think when they're younger, I think they need more life skills. Education and life skills should go hand in hand.
What kind of life skills do teenagers need to be learning?
Outside, anything outside rather than inside.
But earlier somebody was saying that, when they were younger, they were working in the fields in Blackburn, picking potatoes. Is that the kind of life skills that people should be learning? Do you think that?
If you're going to live on a farm for the rest of your life, or you're going to be a farmer, then obviously you need what doesn't do any harm to help your family. But I have these, not in, but like washing up and cleaning their own bedrooms, putting their own, and spending money, doing chores. So they've got to learn the value of money.
Yeah. Do you
Should we be paying young people to do chores, or should chores just be you shouldn't be paid for them?
You want to go on a trip with the school and it's going to cost £30, then they can do some jobs around the house.
Is that what you do then? You sort of make them work in the house for that?
Okay. As well. Then they know the value of the money as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So they're learning these life skills of work through doing household chores.
Chores is not something that I pay for my children to do. Chores are something because they're part of the family, so they do chores like everyone else.
Right.
But they do get money for going out and things. But because they're earning, the money that they earn, they keep for themselves.
Right.
But I am in control of that money as well.
Oh, in what way? How do you control the money that they earn?
Because it goes straight to their bank. It comes to me and then goes straight to their bank.
Right, do you keep an eye on their bank account?
I've got the passwords for all their accounts.
Nothing's going past.
Do you know what I mean? I've got that app, Go Henry.
What's Go Henry?
Right, so you get a cash card, you set chores up for them. Right, we've got dogs, so if he cleans you up, he gets $2.50.
I mean, how do you monitor it though?
Whatever he spends, it sends me a text.
Ah, okay. When he spends that money, it sends you a message.
Depending what. I know it's a bit horrible. I think it's a bit horrible.
Is it horrible? Is it? Have you heard of the app Go Henry? What about when your baby is a teenager? Do you think you're going to get them to do chores around the house? Are you going to pay them?
He does chores now.
What kind of chores does he
Tidy his
do?
own clothes up.
Okay.
Take stuff out of the dryer, wash it, put it in the dryer.
And he gets in the dryer.
He's at home with me. Well, he's at nursery full time now, but when I'm doing sorting the washing out, he will help me do what's sorted out.
Yeah, do you fold your own clothes? Oh, alright, okay, that's a little folded skill there. Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us. What do you want to leave us with? What's something that you took from today that you want to leave us with? Anything that stood out from the conversation? Let's get a final thought from you.
Kids should
be
aware that you've got to earn your money and it doesn't grow on trees.
Right,
What do you think, Dylan?
Money.
Hey, money.
Lots.
Lots of money. Right, he's learned the language of money from a young age. You know, that's it. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be here till 5 o'clock and we'll be here tomorrow as well.
Yes.
Come by. The People Speak at The People Speak. Hashtag The People Speak. Where should we take this conversation? You know? Mikey, come and join us. What are you guys doing here? Who is that? Is that Elmo? Who is that? Come and take a seat. Come and tell us who Eel is. I don't think I really know. Where are you heading?
Oh, I could grab some lunch and then run down to the prison.
Oh, wait. Run down to where?
Oh, Prison Contemporary.
Prison Contemporary?
Yeah, the prison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, prison. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Give us a minute of your time. What is the Prison Contemporary? Does anyone else know what the Prison Contemporary is? Is that where you're heading? To the prison? What's happening there? Give us 2 minutes of your time. We're new to Blackburn. You know what I mean? We gotta. I'm actually from Blackburn. All right. I come from. Yes, trust me. I'm from Blackburn. How do you know that I'm not from Blackburn?
You're not. Make it sound as though you're from Blackburn.
But I do sound like I'm from Blackburn.
No, you don't sound like you're from Blackburn.
What? That was a good attempt, though. You gotta admit. Come and take a seat. Give us a bit of your time. Let's get around to this. What's your name? You're going to be on that TV, but it's only going to the People Speak TV. What's your name?
This is for the people of East London.
That's a fantastic accent.
My name is Khalid. This is my family here next to me.
Khalid, yeah?
No, not Khalid.
Khalid, what's your
Khalid.
Oh, Khalid.
Khalid. Can you pronounce it?
Khalid.
Not being racist, but no.
Hey, I'll try it.
Go on then.
God's really hard.
What is it? Talk quick.
Let me give you the mic.
Oh, Will.
And you, Khalid.
That's my name then.
Say it again for me one more time. Khalid.
Oh yeah! I'm from Birmingham, we get all sorts of names.
There we go. So we got Khalid. Come and take a seat. Give us, what about yourself? What's your name? Well, what's her name? Oh right. Okay. Sorry. Mrs. Khalid. Oh, right. Mrs. Khalid. Oh, fantastic. That's nice. Tell us what your name is.
We've got Harris over there who's hiding in the corner there. We've got talking to him, pretending to be on the phone.
That's Khalid Jr. That's Khalid Jr. And are you Ikra? Oh, lovely to meet you. Come and give us a minute of time. We need to look a little bit busier. So you were telling us about the Prism Gallery. Is that the right name? Prism Gallery?
I have no idea where we're going.
Yeah. Oh right.
So we're just guessing there's a Prism Gallery, but we are heading down there.
I mean, how come you've never been down there? Are you guys from Blackburn? What brings you?
Actually, embarrassingly, we are from Blackburn, yeah, but we've
never
been.
Walked down there?
We're not really the cathedral types.
Right. Okay.
You can look at my wife; she don't really go to cathedrals.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, she's not the type. But and whenever we've headed down that, we've always got a bit scared.
How come? What's scary about that path?
In the evening, past 5 o'clock, people don't really go out in Blackburn.
Oh, really? How come? What happens after 5?
That's the worry. You see, so you tend not to go.
Yeah. Everything is closed. Yeah. Like, what kind of things are closed? So you're telling me that, like,
all shopping centre is closed.
Shopping centre closes at 5 o'clock. What about on the weekends? What time do you think close at the weekends? 5 o'clock as well.
Sundays,
my
4
God.
o'clock.
Sundays 4 o'clock. Wow, that's
It's 4 o'clock, and I think then obviously you tend to sort of not want to go down there because everything's shut, and then you've also got the takeaways on the left.
I mean, do you not like takeaways? Do you eat at takeaways?
No, we don't mind takeaways, but tend not to walk down there. We just tend to drive down there.
What's the best takeaway?
Yeah, that's a good question. Best takeaway in Blackburn.
If I'm going to get a takeaway tonight, what is the best takeaway to get in Blackburn?
I heard Manchester Street. Some teenagers were saying Manchester Street the other day.
Obviously we've got to think about budget because I'm actually paying for it. I want my credit card back as well.
Hey, trust me, in Blackburn you've got nothing to worry about budget. We're not in East London here, or Birmingham for that matter. So I reckon, what do you reckon, the Nile? There's a shop down there called Frankie's. Like burgers, chips, kebabs.
Alright, so what's the Nile?
The Nile's also just the usual takeaway, pizza, burgers,
I thought
kebabs.
It was an Egyptian food.
No.
The Nile.
Good job.
Yeah. Good job. I mean, but tell us, what should we learn? What's there to know about Blackburn? We heard about the manufacturing. Apparently, Blackburn's known for manufacturing a lot of arms.
Cotton industry. Known for the cotton industry, part of the Industrial Revolution. Founding members of the Football Association. Blackburn Rovers Football Club.
Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, so let's not forget.
Vintel's from Blackburn?
The Venkies took over and ruined the club. I'm not telling you where
Do
they're
you
from.
guys drink Vintel? Apparently Vintel's from Blackburn.
I didn't know Vintel was from Blackburn, to be honest.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't. I thought it was from Burnley. I thought it was from Burnley.
Oh, it's from Burnley.
It's not from Blackburn. You just made that up, didn't you? I know you just made that up. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's swap positions, because it seems that I'm better than it.
Yeah! You gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Khaled's going to go in the middle. Come on.
New job.
Come on, new job. New job. Come on, come in the middle. Come in.
Hey!
Oh, we're going to get in there.
Just sit on the crack. Sit on the crack over here. This bit. Sit on this bit, this crack.
Yeah.
Put your legs together. It's like coming into a sports car. That's not the crack. You're not sitting on the crack there, but never mind. You're in.
I think you put one of these just
Look at that. First thing you want to do is just get everyone's name and then just ask them what they want to talk about.
There's no one here. Mrs. Khaled, good afternoon. Welcome to Blackburn. Come and have a seat, love. It doesn't matter, you don't need to like it, you live here now. No choice. You're married to me. Come on, have a seat. I'm not going to bite you. Ooh. Blackburn.
Blackburn are called
Blackburnians.
Blackburnians.
We are Blackburnians, born and bred as well.
I mean, I feel like there's a bit of a Blackburn shame though, because, like, for example, Mrs. Khaled doesn't really want to be associated with Blackburn. What is it? Why is there like a Blackburn shame? That's what I'd like to know.
Do you want me to be polite?
You're not allowed to have an opinion, you're in the middle.
Because some people think it's not a very nice town, but we're born and bred in Blackburn, and don't we think it's lovely? Don't we, ladies? You're from Blackburn, aren't you? Yeah, they're from Preston. They're from Preston and Burnley, you can tell. Yeah, see, I told you, didn't I? I told you, I can tell the Prestonians. These two are Blackburnians, born and bred. Hey, and two more Blackburnians as well. Blackburn lad? Are you a Blackburn lad? Yes, for proud of Blackburn. Born and bred. See, another one. There's millions of us, really.
Someone that's from Blackburn then.
They normally look quite depressed and downtrodden, if I'm honest. They're not really cheery types in Blackburn up north. Yeah, because I lived away for about 20 years and I've just come back. Somewhere a bit more sunny. It was called Dubai, so it never rained for 25 years, so we were fine. You can tell this guy's from Blackburn, a million miles away, because he's got a dog and he looks really, really, really depressed. And it's not the type you want to walk down that street. Remember you talking about that street down there? Yeah. He's not the type you want to meet down that street. Right, I'm going to go.
What you need to do to bring people in is maybe be a bit more like positive.
Positive. Come on, mate. Well, let's have you from Blackburn. Fellow Blackburnian, come on. Blackburn.
This is a training session. We're trying to train up Khaled
to DJ to lead the front.
It's just come back to Blackburn.
Replace these Londoners who've come up here to take our jobs.
Exactly. So we've come to do some training.
We're more than capable of doing this.
I think you are. I think you do. Where's our card? Where's our cards? We need to give this man a card. Yeah. We are actually doing some training. We are actually expanding to the M65 area.
Yeah.
It is Burnley actually, but we won't
don't mention Burnley in Blackburn.
Keep that quiet.
Do not mention Burnley.
It's a town on the M65. We're doing some training.
See another Blackburn lad.
Come and join in. Help this guy out. He's training. He's a new recruit.
Just got a job.
He's just come back from.
I've been sacked from my last one. I've just got a new one today.
Yeah. So come on. And we're actually talking about jobs. And we were saying the sort of job you need is a job you enjoy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But what about Ikra?
She just got a new job. She just left Blackburn. Where have you gone to?
London.
Central. She's gone all posh on us. Where have you gone to in London, Ikra?
The Shard.
Bloody hell. Oh, I'm big posh, aren't we? Sorry, love. What floor? Oh, she can't improve the field employer.
I think this is I mean, someone coming from London is a bit hypocritical, but you know, all of the brains and skills are going out of Blackburn, either to Dubai or to London, and then people are complaining that there's nothing going on in Blackburn. Is there anything you can do to sort of reverse that? Would you ever consider working more locally in Blackburn?
Ikra.
I did. I was working at the council for about 6 months, but no, London's where it's at.
London's where it's at compared to Blackburn. Apart from the people, the weather, the places, the food and everything else.
The food.
So everything's better in London than it is in Blackburn. Get her out of here, lock her up down there now. Take her to the police station, mate, for me now. Take this one to the police station. Get security. Yeah, he looks like a copper, doesn't he? Right, we've got to go because my missus is getting a bit fidgety. Can you see? She's like,
okay, well, this is a good first go. I think you've done a first.
Pass me first interview.
Yeah, pass your first. Yeah, definitely. Did we find any cards? Well, I'll go for it.
Typical Londoners, yeah.
I would absolutely say A for effort, for sure. You know what I mean? But hey, come and sit.
She don't talk.
Come and sit us in the mic. Oh, you fired him. So now you're with us for life. You're with us for life. Oh, fantastic.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks very much. The people speak.
The people speak. So, where are you guys off to now? You don't know? You're just going on an adventure?
Honestly, no. We're going to the best shop in Blackburn, Primark. Need some t-shirts for the summer. Whatever's left of it.
Somebody around the table earlier was saying that all the clothes from Primark are made by children. What do you think? I know, right? Shook. All right. Don't get involved.
Vietnam. To be fair, that's probably true. Fast fashion, they call it, don't they? Buy it for £2, wear it a couple of times and throw it away. Not sustainable fashion, that is it, Ikra. She's one of those boo-hoo ASOS people, by the way.
I mean, oh, you're not. You are, but you're saying no, you're not.
I try to be sustainable, but it's quite expensive to be sustainable.
What way do you try to be sustainable, though?
Buying better quality, so I don't have to rebuy.
So buy once. What's the saying? Buy once, don't buy twice. Well, there's a saying.
I mean, what we're doing here on the People Speak, because we've got our brand of merchandising. Give me 1 second, I'll show you.
Oh, does that mean I get a freebie?
No.
Give us a freebie, mate, come on. You London boys are loaded with stuff, just give us something. Give us a t-shirt.
You won't want this in here, it smells okay.
Okay, yeah, keep that away from me, mate. We've had it on for a couple of days.
We got this. What we're doing is we're printing over old designs of old t-shirts. We're printing our logo.
I like that.
So it can be done, and even though this is like second hour, yeah, that's the one.
But that's the sort of thing that dads would wear. I don't think kids.
Yeah, you don't think kids would wear it?
Over 50 like you.
What about this one over here?
I like that one, mate. Yeah. If you weren't wearing it, I'd have to take it off and give it to me, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. It's a bit, no, I wouldn't. But come next time. Come to
fashion. Yes, I am.
Khalid, come to the next train. Send us an email. We're doing some Talkaoke training in September.
Yeah, I'm on it.
In a town on the M65 that's not mentionable.
Let's not mention Burnley.
Yeah.
Scally's from Burnley.
But I'm sure you could drive down there, get involved in this. You could be the voice of Blackburn.
Yes, I'm happy to do that, mate. I'm on it.
And we'll give you a if you come back, we'll give you a t-shirt.
September, I'll be there.
Yeah, alright, okay.
Right, I gotta get out of here.
Alright, well, fantastic. Let's give Khalid a huge round of applause. Make sure he doesn't go off with the mic. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for that is true participation. Come have a seat, and whether you got a dog or not.
Yeah, let us know. What animals do you have?
What animals do you have?
7 dogs.
7 dogs? My gosh. I mean, do you have a dog? No, you've got 7. Wow. Wow. What other animals do you have?
We used to have fish, but we don't have them anymore.
You used to have fish? Oh, wow. What kind of fish did you have?
Didn't we have goldfish? Yeah.
Little goldfish. Oh, what happened to them?
We moved.
Ah, okay. And then you had to put the fish in the state?
Yeah, we just.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's kind of nice. Like gifting new owners your pets. I mean, 7 dogs, like, do you know what are their names? What are the names of those 7 dogs?
Max, Lois, Ollie, Eddie, Shadow, Matilda, or Tildy.
Tildy.
And Billy.
And Billy. I mean, earlier we saw a dog. Oh, a Justin. Oh, that's right. Hey, what? I'm sounding good. Earlier we learned that Vimto was made in Blackburn, and we just saw a dog with a Vimto in its mouth. Are dogs able to actually drink Vimto? You know? Yeah?
No.
Probably not. Why? It might make them ill. We were actually wondering, what is it that dogs eat? What do dogs eat?
Yesterday I was surprised to see a dog being fed a carrot. Can dogs eat carrots?
Yeah.
Come and talk about it. Come and get involved in this.
Yeah, they can eat carrots.
Yeah, they can eat carrots.
Do you feed your dogs carrots?
Yeah, they sometimes have bits of carrots, a bit of cheese sticks.
Oh, and a bit of cheese sticks. Let's get around to it. What's your name, by the way?
Jake.
You got Jake.
Alice.
Alice.
Alan.
Alan.
Mikey.
Mikey.
Will.
Will. And this is Talkaoke. This is a pop-up talk show. You can talk about anything, but right now we're talking about dogs. And you're saying you feed your dogs carrots sometimes as well as cheese sticks, yeah?
More at Christmas.
Oh, so it's like a special treat. Why is it just at Christmas?
Because that's what we feed so we can feed our dogs.
Oh wow, so you feeding reindeers as well?
Yeah.
Oh my lord, is there reindeers in Blackburn? You need to my God.
Carrot short time. Every time they have a meal, they come and sit in front of me and ask for carrots.
Really?
Every meal.
Every meal? I mean...
Not a full carrot, a slice.
Oh, so just one slice?
Yeah, I used to give them half a piece, you know.
Yeah. What other things do you feed your dogs?
Pardon?
What other things do you feed your dogs?
It's dog food.
Dog food? Yeah, what is it?
What is? Because like somebody asked earlier, can dogs? I think it was Mike asking, can dogs be vegetarian? But does all dog food have meat in it? Does a dog need to have meat? Like, do animals have to eat other animals? Or can you have a vegan animal? I don't know.
Yeah, can you have a vegan dog? Is there such thing as a vegan dog? Come and sit down. Come and sit down. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you're about. Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us. Anything you want to leave us with? Anything that's stood out from the conversation today?
No, not really.
What should we be talking about
What should we be talking about in Blackburn?
Blue bottles.
Yeah, blue bottles. So someone just from the audience said that we should be talking about the fact that they are gay. They are gay. Let's do a round of names. What's your name?
Oliver Kill.
Oliver Kill.
Sammy.
Sammy, we got
Jake.
Jake. Alice. Come and take a seat. Go on. Imogen.
Mikey.
We got Will. Yep. And this is Talkaoke, it's a pop-up talk show. Go on, give us a minute of time. So we were talking about dogs. What do dogs eat? Dogs eat carrots. Dogs drink Vimto. We're talking about Blackburn. What's so good about Blackburn? What are you doing here today? Should young people have jobs? Yeah. What kind of job would you like to do right now?
So right now, I don't mind, like, if I had a job, it would be good, it's just money, but obviously if you're under the age of 16, you can't get a job. But, if you think about it, teaching young people how to manage money at a young age.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Alright, so you're saying young people can't get jobs because of the age, but you're saying, yes they can.
I'm pretty sure it's the age of 12 or 14 you can get a job.
Really?
Yeah, it's 14.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
How old are you? Would you like to start working at 12?
I'm 10.
Oh, 2 years.
Almost how I was working.
I mean, to be honest with you, earlier, a lot of parents are saying that they've got their children working from 3 years old, doing house chores, paying them £5 a month. I mean, do you get paid to do chores? No. Oh.
Chores? Yes, you do.
What do you think? How much money should you be getting paid for chores?
Well, maybe I don't do that many chores.
This is a final thought from you.
I don't do that many, but if in a week of all the chores that I do, maybe like £3.
Oh, so £3 per chore. Alright, so you could really be racking up the money. You could treat your Do you do chores? You don't do chores? I mean, what kind of job would you want to do? Like, if you just start working at, 12 years old, I'm assuming you might be more than that.
I just work for my brother's shop.
You work where?
With my brother.
What does your brother do?
He works at a shop.
What shop does he work at?
The one in Bolton.
What kind of shop? Is it a manufacturing shop? Or
a food shop.
Oh, what kind of food?
Like Japanese.
Oh, so Japanese, so you're making sushi, are you? Yeah, are you making sushi? Slice like the salmon, slice like that fresh tuna. Nice. I mean, have you been to the sushi shop?
No, I haven't.
Yeah? Earlier we were talking about where are some good takeaways to eat it's just because there was a couple of few different names there. Look, I know where I am. I'm in Blackburn, outside the cathedral. So have you guys, where is the local sushi spot? Do you guys eat sushi?
Yes. Where we used to live, there is there was a sushi shop like, what, 20 minutes away?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we like lived like in the city, so it was just really easy to go to that shop.
Oh wow, so you're just a half hour away. I want to get a final thought from Imogen. Anything you want to leave us with? What would you like to leave us with?
What about this thing about young people working?
Yeah. Do you get paid to work in your brother's shop?
Yeah.
Yeah? Should young people be working from 11 years old? Yeah. So you're saying, yeah, what about you? You don't know. Yeah? But you work. You work.
Oh, yeah, they should be.
Yeah?
No, I don't, but my brother does.
Oh, you just sort of eat the sushi, basically. How do you like it? Do you put soy sauce on top? Yeah? Oh, nice. All right, so thank you for joining us. Wow, I feel like I'm huge, earlier, to be honest with you, over the past couple of days that we've been here, everyone's been suggesting that we go to burgers and chip shops. I haven't even heard about any sushi. Yeah, the Nile.
What was the other one? We had the Nile. Frankie's, was it? Frankie's? Something like that? Yeah, but where should we have our food tonight? That's what we're trying to. These are the big questions of the day. Where should we eat later?
Have dinner.
I think there's 3 options.
Money's not a problem because Mike is paid.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 options.
Wow, 3 options. I love this.
I don't know. So, number 1, if you want to eat healthy, go to the supermarket and get salad or
Oh,
something
wow.
like that.
So you say make it yourself. Wow.
If you want to be unhealthy,
Yeah.
if you want to be unhealthy, just go to McDonald's.
Oh, right, McDonald's.
And if you definitely absolutely not want to be healthy, go to TJ Fridays.
TGI Fridays! Oh wow, it's not Friday today though, so, I mean, how can you go to TGI Fridays and it's not Friday?
Pretend it was yesterday.
Right, okay, I thought you were going to say this. You get you can have the Friday feeling every day, okay, but I mean, what would be in your salad? Do you eat a lot of salads at home? What would you...
I eat stuff from salads.
Okay, alright. Let me try and work this out. So you eat the lettuce but not the tomato, or do you eat the tomato but not the lettuce?
Tomato, not the lettuce.
Right. What about you? Do you eat salads?
Yeah, I like salads, yeah.
What kind of salads?
Anything, if I put some avocado in it, I love avocado
So
in the
there's
salads.
avocado.
Yeah, anything, those little grains and things as well, so anything I can put in there, whether it's granola and things and stuff, so that's good.
You know, earlier we were talking about like agriculture. Not enough young people know how to grow like fruit and veg. Do you think like, have you ever tried growing your own salads? Would you know how to grow your own salad?
In our garden, we're actually we're growing some trees that have like pears, plums, apples.
What about planting avocado seed? I remember I tried doing that. It's like
wrong climate.
My granddad, he
Yeah.
grows actually a lot of vegetables and fruits.
Okay,
He
what kind
grows
of
rhubarb.
Wow.
Well, actually, we're growing some onion.
Yes, rhubarb.
He is also growing tomatoes.
Oh wow.
He's also growing, I think, I can't remember exactly what
Yeah.
but I think it's like a cucumber.
Oh yeah. They're
At
quite
least he
good.
used
They're
to.
quite good.
And then I think he grows some other stuff as well.
Oh wow, so you've got a nice allotment.
I've got an avocado tree growing out of my compost heap that a squirrel planted.
Oh wow.
And
that's
it's
so
actually
sweet.
about this high now.
How do you know a squirrel planted it? Because it's a compost heap, right?
Yeah. There is a squirrel sound effect on there somewhere, I don't know where, but...
How does squirrel sound?
Have you tried
growing avocado before?
That is the problem with the squirrel sound effects, is no one recognises it as a squirrel. Yeah. Anyway, let's get some more...
Come on, join us. Have you ever tried growing an avocado seed? Have you ever tried regrowing some lettuce or spring onions? I know it was quite trendy during lockdown. A lot of people were growing their own fruit and veg. Did you try growing any potatoes, sweet potatoes? We got a couple of... Your granddad grows cucumbers. I mean, he's growing a whole salad bowl, really. Come September, those tomatoes are going to be sweet. Global warming is doing its thing, and I mean, we're getting nice and sweet tomatoes. That's a positive. Come and take a seat. Come and join us. Do you know how to grow your own tomato? So you're saying that it's helping the wine industry, the global warming?
Yeah, it's getting a warmer climate up north, so we're able to grow wines a lot more further up into the hemisphere. So, yeah.
Have you ever tried any wine from the Northern Hemisphere before?
Well, I mean, most wine comes from the Northern Hemisphere, apart from South African but Northern Europe, you can get wine. I've tried the English wine. It's not too bad. From Kent.
Oh right.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it a little bit? Have you tried wine from Kent before? See, you know what? Does Blackburn need its own wine? You know? Are there much wine drinkers in Blackburn?
I've actually tried one, but this is a completely different subject.
Okay, yeah.
At school, we're doing this play called The Curry Bean.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like a musical.
Tell us about it.
So, I'm Slack, and my friend, who's in the play and outside of the play, she is called Scuttle, and we have like 3 to 4 conversations in the whole thing. And
yeah. So what is the curry bean about? Is it about a curry bean?
No.
Yeah.
So it's the Pirates of the Curry Bean.
There's
a ship, and a really funny joke is the wind, and the wind is always.
So what's the joke again, sorry?
And the wind is always behind us.
The wind is always behind us. Alright.
What's really funny?
It was so funny, I forgot to laugh.
And what's also quite funny in the film is they try and break in the safe because they've found trying to map the pirates of the Curry Bean.
Yeah.
And they say, where's the safe? Where's the safe? There's the safe. There's the safe. You fool, because they keep passing the dynamite around when they're trying to do it. Because they're like the dynamite. Then you fool.
Oh wow.
And then they get it, but then they kidnap the mum, then the mum leaves, then there's like teachers and they go on a huge adventure.
And you know what, do they get to eat any curry in this ship at some point? So, Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm just trying to work out, have you heard of a play called Pirates of the Caribbean before?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so I mean, that sounds like an interesting play though. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought there was food involved, so I was getting excited.
Well,
in your primary school, Pirates of the Caribbean, have you? Yeah, you've done that before. Ooh, oh my gosh, look at this butterfly! Wow, look at that butterfly! Oh my god, amazing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna. So, oh wow, ladybird. Oh my gosh, clearly I don't know my insects. Good old ladybird there. So, I mean, wow, what plays have you seen recently? Mikey.
There's so many times I wanted to come in with a gag, but you're not looking over my side, and now it's all, it's all about timing comedy. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so captivated.
It's all about timing. It's not going to work now.
I'm so captivated about this.
Yeah. So what is the play called again?
The Pirates of the Curry Bean.
Are they calling it that just to curry favour?
Well, the actual thing is, the ship is actually called Curry Bean because it's their favourite meal.
Okay, so there is a food element to it.
Yeah, and basically me and Scuttle,
Yeah.
we have to go on this like adventure. Well, not really an adventure, but at the very start I swallow I can't remember what it's called, but I swallow some really weird thing, and I feel like a slot machine all the way through.
Oh wow! So you turn into like a slot machine. So I thought, how do slot machines work? Come and join us. Come and take a seat. What's your name? Mel. Mel. And we've got.
This is my family.
Come and take a seat. So we've got Mel. Oh, thank you. We've got Mel. We've got Luke. We've got Alice. Jay. Will. Mikey. And this is Talkaoke. It's a proper talk show. We're talking about the curry bean ship that's in a primary school play. We're hearing about that story. We're talking about growing our own fruit and veg. We're talking about should young people have jobs. Where's the best takeaway in Blackburn? So far we've heard about sushi. We've heard about a lot of burgers and chips places. Where should we go for dinner tonight? Come and take a seat. Come and get involved with the conversation. Come and get involved. Where should we go for dinner tonight? That's what we're trying to sort of work out amongst other things. What's your name?
Salib.
Salib. Welcome to the seat, Salib. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Have you heard of the curry bean shit before? What are you having for dinner tonight?
Well, we just eat it, yeah. I can't word of it.
Well, we were just eating at the, what's it called?
I can't remember.
Wetherspoons.
Wetherspoons.
Yeah. We're on our date night. It's our 5th anniversary.
Oh my
So
god.
we've been together for 5 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, me and Will had a bit of a conversation earlier on because Will doesn't ever go to Wetherspoons because he doesn't like the guy that owns Wetherspoons. But I do go. I don't like that guy either, but I still go to the Wetherspoons. So I'm just wondering, would you not go to the? Who here would go to the Wetherspoons? Who wouldn't go to the Wetherspoons?
Yeah. Who's going to Wetherspoons? Who's not going to Wetherspoons because of the owner? Alright, so you're not going Wetherspoons. You're not going Wetherspoons. You're going Wetherspoons. Right, your words, but so a little 50-50 there. Wetherspoons? I don't know. Okay, that's a good answer. And you're yes to Wetherspoons. I mean, like, what do we think about this? Like, you know, going to places where perhaps we don't really like the owners. I mean, I don't know. Are there any?
I think there just needs to be more options available. Supporting local business, having new But I like a nice cheap pint. Don't get me wrong. You know, I like a quick meal, I like a cheap pint. But the problem is like I think we've sort of removed the person from maybe the place as well, and I think everyone talks about wanting more jobs, more opportunities, but there's so many pubs shutting and so many more spoons opening that, you know, regardless of what you think of the person that owns it, maybe we need to create, what do you think? Do you think there should be more shops open, more places to eat?
Yeah,
tell us about
what kind of food places do you want to see? Take a seat, give us a couple of minutes of your time. We've heard about sushi spots, we've heard about Wetherspoons. Come on, sit down. Oh, you're not sitting down. What's your name? Callum, what's your name? Maddox. What kind of food places would you like to see in Blackburn? Oh, restaurants. What kind of restaurants? Indian restaurants. Okay, what about you?
There's one called Shandar on Victoria Street.
Have you heard of Shandar on Victoria Street? Yeah? Yeah, would you give it a go? Yeah? What's your favourite Indian meal? Come, get a bit closer, sit down. So you like a chicken tikka masala? What about, give us a final thought before you leave us. A final thought before you leave us about anything. What do you want to leave us with? Yeah.
Jurassic World, the new place on it.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I'm not meant to watch it yet. Wrong way. That's where I'm off to. I've got to watch it.
Oh, so you're watching today for your date night?
Yeah, we're watching Jurassic World today. It's the new release today.
I mean, we will be here tomorrow, so come back and let us know how Jurassic World is.
Well, we're from Cone, you see.
You're from where?
Cone.
You're from Cone?
Yes.
Oh, right, so
it's a bit of a trek to get down here.
Yeah. How long does it take?
Benny's is a good place to eat, isn't it?
Yeah,
so you got Benny's in. Is it Cone? Is it Cone, did you say?
Yeah, Cone, yes.
Oh, lovely. How far is Cone from here then? About half an hour.
About half an hour because we got a taxi.
So you got a taxi?
Yeah, about half an hour.
Can you walk from Cone to Blackburn?
Take a long time.
You can walk along the canal. You can actually walk along the canal all the way. But it is quite a long walk. It would take you probably all day to do it.
Wow. We actually had a gentleman here that introduced you guys to the Indian takeaway. Where is it? Manchester Street, was it?
Victoria Street.
It was Victoria Street. I mean, so are you going to be going there tonight for your dinner?
I don't know. I've got no money.
You ain't got no money. I mean, earlier we were talking about should young people be working so that they can have money to go to restaurants like the one on the Victoria Street. Yeah? Yeah? What kind of jobs would you want to do?
Work at McDonald's.
You want to work in McDonald's? What about if you were earlier, somebody was working in a pizza shop and they were getting pizzas for their payment? Would you want to work in an Indian shop and get paid with food? How does that sound?
What would be? I want to know if you're paid in pizzas. Like, do you do it by pizza per hour or by slice per hour, or do you get like you work 1 hour you get the base, then another hour you get the sauce, another hour the cheese, and then every half after that it's a topping? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Do you have to, if you want a Domino's, do you have to work 6 hours to get one Domino's pizza, or how many like? 2 hours for one domino. Just a small though, yeah, 4 slices. Yeah, no,
You want money?
Yeah.
So how much did he get paid an hour? Do you know? Do you know what the minimum wage is?
We do like £7.50.
£7.50. Okay. You know, I heard someone was saying that today when I was in Boots, somebody said that Morrison's are increasing their wages to £10.20 an hour. I don't know. Does anyone work for Morrison's to sort of verify that? I don't know.
I might start working at Morrison's.
You might start working at Morrison's. How old do you have to be to actually get a part-time job anyway? You know?
I think if you're working in Domino's, you should get the pizza for free. It shouldn't be part of your wage. And if it was, it should be like 20 minutes per pizza, not any more than that, because...
Tell us your name.
Oh, Colin.
We got Callum. Let's do another round of names. We got Alice. Jake.
Callum.
Callum times 2. Madam. Will.
Mikey.
Elam, wonderful. So we're here now. I mean, where do you want to take the conversation? We've been talking about jobs for young people. Should young people work? Pizzas, Indian takeaways.
I want to ask Callum, has he ever had any young people that he's had to go and help whilst he's on his job that have hurt themselves whilst working? Are there any dangers to young people working?
If you're watching football in another city, just don't open your mouth. Because young lad had come to Barnsley to watch game with his dad, and he'd gone out to get some pork. All bobbies were surrounding him. They come and got me, did bobbies, and they says, "Oh, we've got a lad here." I says, "Well, tell us more." And as I've got there, I'm like, "Where is it?" So I walk like 2 miles down the road, and all these coppers surrounding him, and I finally get through. I asked lad what's up. He releases his hand and blood just gushes everywhere.
Oh my
they give him a good one, about half an inch thick, 2 inches long down his eye. His dad come out. He says, "Can't I go in and just watch game?"
Right, so his dad was not concerned. So
I'm like, he needs to go to hospital, he needs stitches.
So you're saying he's from this area and he went to watch football in another area, and someone heard his accent and they were like, whoa, they kind of went for it. My God.
It can be a bit dangerous watching a bit of football. Let's get final thought.
Final thought from you guys?
Get kids a job.
Get kids a job. Helen? What's your final thought? Then we put money. You got a question for me?
I think it should be more entrepreneurial, because I think that's the way we're going to be making money in the future. It shouldn't just be like a job that a company sets up. Anyway, let's get final thought from Jake and Rachel.
Yeah, let's get final thought from yourself. Yeah?
Have a good day.
Have a good day. I mean, anything that stood out from this day?
We'll talk about where you should be.
Well, where we should be. Okay, I think we've got some good ideas from you. Thanks for joining us. We're here till 5. Let us know how it goes. We'll be here tomorrow. Wow, so I mean, any other... What about today? Has there been any medical emergencies today?
No, touch some sort of wood somewhere, on the floor.
I mean, you know what? Do you think enough people know about like basic first aid?
No, not a chance. Like, they do need to be teaching it more. I think they're now teaching it in schools. Because sooner you get, like, say if somebody were to go into a cardiac arrest or an heart attack, it'd be like the quicker you jump on the chest, better. Like if you're there in a split second rather than 20 minutes, if their heart's been off for 20 minutes, you've got no chance of getting them back up. They've only just turned off, you can turn them back on again.
Wow, really? So you're saying you can act immediately, you can actually you can keep it going. My gosh, I mean, is there any sort of like basic first aid? Do you know much about first aid? Do you know how to save someone during a cardiac arrest? Come on, Jonas, give us a minute of your time. Should we be teaching first aid in schools? Hey, I can't hear ya. What's your name? Take a seat. Yeah, take a minute. Hey, is this alright? Can I have a cigar here?
My name is Zion.
So we got Zion.
Also Wes.
Hey, give us your name now. Oh, secret. Okay. Anonymous? Is that okay? So it's, come on, Blackburn, give it up! Come on, Blackburn! I think it's a secret, okay? So I mean, that's a nice game, secret anyway. And okay, so, and then we've also got Callum, we've got Mike, we've got Will, and this is Talkaoke, it's a pop-up talk show. We've been here since 12, talking about all sorts. Right now, we're talking about first aid, you know? Not enough people know about first aid. Apparently, if you someone a heart attack, you say them straight away. Oh, you explain it, sorry.
Right. So, say somebody's had an heart attack, if you get on their chest instantly, they have a much better chance of survival than somebody who's been laid there for 20 minutes being stone cold and that gone blue in the face. You know, if you jump on somebody who's like gone even 30 seconds a minute, like every 30 seconds is just less and less cost. It's a turn of phrase, Jesus.
I mean, what's the technique?
Right.
Yeah, this is really could be life-saving.
You want to be doing it about 60 beats a minute on the chest. You know, so right. You don't want to be blowing in the mouth anymore. So it's actually negligible how much help it actually gives. Because in your blood you've got oxygen, as it is in your heart you've got oxygen. So pumping the chest actually flows the oxygen round. It keeps them going even if they are.
Wow, okay.
Callum, I've got a question for you. When I did my CPR training ages ago, because I used to think it was 15 and then you do a breath, and then I did it again, they're like, no, it's 30, and they've changed it. So does it go through with you, does it change?
Yeah, it changes all the time whenever somebody who's smarter than me decides.
I heard you've got to really thump their chest really hard just to get the blood flowing around. It's about big, you know, it's not like a light thing. You've got to really... You know,
so you put your one hand over other, and you want to be on chest plate, so like the chest bone, and you push down, so about a third of the depth down, right? Chances are, if it's an old lady, you are going to break a rib. But on the other hand, she will still be alive. So, swings and roundabouts.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think that we're learning? Do you think this is information we should be learning at school?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, what else do you think we should be learning at school?
Well, actual history, all the history that's been hidden, dealing with your emotions. About sexism, just about like sexism, racism.
So you see that, come and join us, we're talking about education, you know, what things should we be learning at school? Should we be learning about first aid? Should we be learning about hidden history? You're saying black history, you're saying all sorts of things. Alright, Mikey, and then I'll come to you. Come on, take a seat, give us a minute of your time.
I think that's a really good point about what we're learning, and we are in a way learning the wrong things. So that's a good final thought, I think.
So you're saying thank you.
Quick question, because your hair is fantastic. But my question is, there's not enough self-expression, I don't think. I think you would be a great person to ask is, do we need more opportunities for people to express themselves, and how do we go about doing that? Because I look at you and I'm like, there's so much character there, do you know what I mean?
Just last door. Yeah, last door. Yeah, I don't want to...
I feel like schools try and put kids into a box and try and kind of like stop them from showing their individuality. So I feel like dress codes and all this stuff saying you can't dye your hair, you can't wear jewellery, you can't wear makeup, like all of that should be taken away, because at the end of the day it's just kids trying to express themselves and find out who they are.
Okay, so you're saying it starts from the schools really trying to create more freedom. Thanks for giving us some of your time. We'll be here tomorrow as well. We've got some new faces at the table. What's your name? Roshan?
My name is
Yusuf?
I don't know.
He doesn't know his name.
What's his name?
Eunice.
Oh, no, that's not your name you want to go for.
You didn't want it to be Eunice today.
Oh. Yeah, Ronaldo. Oh, okay, alright. And what's your name? Rosmina. We've got Callum, Mikey, Will, and this is Talkaoke, it's a proper talk show, and really and truly, you can talk about absolutely anything. I mean, we have a first aid around the table. You know, he was giving us some like really life-saving tips. We also were talking about education. Do we know enough about the education system?
I think it's a good point that it's been a thing that's come up again and again. today, are we learning the wrong things at school? And we've heard so many different things like racism and sexism, hidden histories, but also this question about first aid, because, you know, in a way, everyone should be prepared.
Oh, let's get a final thought from you before you leave us. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think it's one-sided, so we need to learn more about different cultures, different religions, and the truth, basically. Because I think, as I was growing up, it was just one-sided. You didn't learn about Black history or anything like that. Now, yeah, it's getting there, but not enough.
So we need to learn about the truth. What is the truth?
What is the truth? Yeah.
What is the truth?
It's his story. We need her story.
We need her story. I mean, are there any women in Blackburn that we should be knowing about? You know, any sort of...
Yeah, there's loads. I mean,
what about women in general?
Just in general, yeah. Not
who do you look up to? Who do you look up to?
My mom. My mother-in-law.
Your mum, these are your heroes.
Yeah, they're my heroes. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should be celebrating mothers a bit more.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for leaving us with this. We're going to be here tomorrow as well, same time. So take care. Thank you.
The signs.
So yeah, we had it there. We should be learning more about her story, you know? We shouldn't just be learning about history. You know, should we be celebrating mothers more? It looks like I was sort of...
Mothers need to be more motherly.
Hey,
mothers need to be more motherly. Love your children.
What does that mean? Do mothers need to be more motherly? What does that look like? I mean, what do you think? You're a mother? We're talking about her story. We're talking about mothers. We're talking about children.
I want to watch the dance.
You want to watch what's going on there?
I do. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to watch that.
Give us the final thought.
That dancing over there, that's what I'm thinking.
Should we be dancing more?
Yeah,
do we dance enough?
We should dance every day.
Do we dance every day? Wow, do you dance every day? Come on, come and join us. Give us a minute of your time. Hey? Oh. Give us a minute. Do you incorporate some aromatherapy oils as well with your dancing? Tell us about it. Oh wow. Tell us about the oils you do. Why did you buy them? Take us and give us a minute of your time. Come and join us. We're talking about dancing. We're talking about oils. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me guess. What is this? Citrusy. Oh, it's a bit eucalyptus. Eucalyptus. Oh, right, okay. Oh, so your hair, so it's like a shampoo sort of. Oh, hush poo, that's interesting. Hush poo. Musical. In what language? In Indian, in Urdu. Push.
Kush means beautiful.
Beautiful in Urdu. Oh, wow. Really? That's really interesting. I mean, so tell us, so you're saying that you dance every day. Do you dance every day to lift your spirits? What kind of dancing do you do?
Funky stuff.
Like, what kind of music do you listen to dance? What music? Who's your favourite artist right now? Ariana Grande?
No, not at all.
Lizzo. Oh, Lizzo. Okay. What's one of her? Oh, how does it go then?
Well, it's got a bit of bad language in that.
Right.
There's another one who does my juice. Yeah. I know that. Yeah, she's good.
I love the Bollywood.
Yeah, sort of bang the music. I mean, what's your name by the way? Helen? Francesca, I'm Ella. This is Mike. We got Will. We are talking about. What is that you want to talk about? Really, this is Talkaoke. It's a free-form talk show. So I mean, what were you talking about dancing? You listen to Lizzo. Do you dance?
I dance. While I'm cooking the tea of the night after work. And on Friday, I'm cooking the tea. I'm myself a gym routine. And dancing out to radio.
Really? Wow. And so that's your ritual.
That's my ritual.
You have a bit of gin and a dance.
Yes.
What kind of gin?
I have Plymouth gin.
Plymouth gin.
Bit of lemon.
Do you put the cucumber in there? No. I love a good Plymouth gin. Oh, Oh, lovely.
What's the best music to dance to? Is there a music that you'd like to try dancing to, like do a dance class that you've not tried yet? And if so, what would it be?
Ballroom dancing. Wow. So, what's that? You can do a waltz? Yeah. So, what kind of dancing would you like to learn?
I'd like to learn ballroom.
Ballroom as well. Where can you learn ballroom in Blackburn?
We don't live here, I'm afraid. We've travelled here.
Where have you been travelling from?
Southport.
Oh, Southport. Whereabouts is Southport?
Whereabouts is?
Yeah.
Well, it's just north of Liverpool.
Oh, wow. I mean, so what, you got a question, Mikey?
No, that explains because people from Liverpool are very, very talk. If we did this Talkaoke in Liverpool or anywhere near Liverpool, you'd just be flocking around this table. They love the Talkaoke for some reason.
I mean, is this true? Like, so are people in Blackburn less talkative than people in Liverpool or Stockport?
Liverpool is the friendliest place on the planet. If you're in trouble, they're there. They're marvellous.
You're from Liverpool. What about yourself?
I'm not from Liverpool. I'm from just outside a place called Scaresbury.
Okay.
But I work near Liverpool.
And so what's the vibe like? Where you grew up?
It's quite good.
I mean, what is it about Liverpool that makes people so sort of like talkative and friendly and open? What is it about Liverpool?
They come from everywhere. They're settled from everywhere.
Right, so
they're just accepting of everyone. And
I mean, what is it about Liverpool that made people sort of come from everywhere? Is it the location?
It's support. So people, you know, it's connected to America. It's connected to. Come and have a seat on the table. Where are you from? More sweets, sweets issue, sweets. It's connected to everywhere. So, and I think it's also the Gaelic, the Irish connection. Because people love a chit chat in Ireland as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, the Irish influence is very strong.
Yeah,
and they do the Blarney.
The Blarney. Liverpoolians? Have you been to Liverpool before? You know, I mean, it's interesting what... I mean, let's get a final thought from you before you leave us. A final thought? Anything you want to leave us with? What should we be talking about today in Blackburn?
It's my first visit, really. I'm really impressed with it. I've been here before.
You've never been to Blackburn?
And I'm very struck by how beautiful it is.
Well, she's in the architecture in Blackburn is what's really kind of striking.
And the cathedral is striking.
I haven't been in here, so
you must. It's beautiful. And the artwork and all that culture and the old traditions are
lovely. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be here tomorrow as well. So
thank you very much.